So, so, good morning all, and today's topic is bootstraps. So we'll start bootstrap from scratch, and then go to some advanced level of bootstrap. So for that, let me share my screen first. I think my screen is visible to all. Okay. So now, welcome to the workshop, and today is the third day, as we know all know that bootstraps, and we only have now 2 days left finish our learning track. So let's start with the third day. And today we are going to cover all these topics which are linking Bootstrap, as it is very important to link Bootstrap. So it is not like CSS. Basically, Bootstrap have some external files which you have to add in the HTML file. There are two ways to add Bootstrap. Basically, some external files, or you can add Bootstrap with a link. I will try to link Bootstrap with both to show you. After that, we will go with grid system. As Bootstrap work with grid system, so we'll also go with grid system. After that, navigation bar. We will take some examples of navigation bar with Bootstrap, as Bootstrap is made up of both HTML and CSS. It is a combined framework which is made up of HTML and CSS. So Bootstrap is a it is basically predefined elements, like we have body tags, but in CSS, yesterday we have defined some elements in division tag. Likewise, there are some already defined elements in Bootstraps. So we just use that name in division tags. So there are some predefined tags for navigation bar, for collapse navigation bar, for normal navigation bar, for black, that means dark navigation bar and light navigation bar. Then we will go for images, then jumbotrons, then alert, as when we go on some website, and let's take an example of Google. If you go to Gmail and try to sign in your account, and if you if you type a wrong password, then Google generally gives you alert that this password is wrong. If you forgotten your password, then you can go to this particular link and forget and apply for a new password. Accordingly, that alert is given with the help of alerts. So in Bootstrap, there are various type of alerts. So we will discuss about that. After that, there are various type of buttons in Bootstrap. So we will also discuss various buttons. Then panel. In Bootstrap, it is very good that they provide some panels. Some really good design of panels are there in Bootstrap. Uh, and then we will go for some form editing. I will try to cover all this in this 1 hour, and let's start with it. I only prepared 2 slides for that. So let's get started. Firstly, we have this grid system. So in grid system, basically Bootstrap treat a web page like this. As in Bootstrap, a web page has been divided into some columns, like in Excel. In Excel, we have a number of columns, a series of columns. Likewise, in Bootstrap, there are only 12 columns, where you can see this is the arrangement. This is the arrangement of columns, and in Bootstrap, and this is not real. You can change this. You can shift this 8 to here or 4 to here. You can shift 6 here, 6 here. You can shift 7 or 5. Do whatever type of designing as according to your needs. So here you can see there are basically 12 columns in a Bootstrap page, where a Bootstrap treat a page like this. So here is span 1. That means span 1 matlab first block. After that, span 4, which consists of the 4 blocks, as you all know. And after that, span 6, span 12. This all are the different sizes of a grid. So keep in mind that there are 12 blocks in a Bootstrap, and you can design according to that blocks only. You will and you have to design according to that block, because of it. the responsive nature of that website will become more unique, as this Bootstrap is mobile first framework. So the design of this grid system is always mobile first. So it will give priority to phones. So for phones, uh, it will automatically arrange the blocks for a particular size of phone or tablet. So now, as I've told you, there are 12 different blocks. So next, for this, we have four different type of classes. We use four different classes for a bootstrap. For bootstrap, so that are access. Access class is for phone. If I want to show some particular text only in phones, so I will use access. If I want to show a particular text for only tablet size, then I will use sm. Then only for desktop I can use empty, and only for lg, that is large desktop. That means we have nowadays we have android tvs. So for android tv I will use lg. And now with this combination we can create a very good looking font or text part, as we can restrict a part text for some not only text, image also, some graphics, also some different diagrams, and everything on a website can be restricted for some devices with the help of these four things. So keep in mind that with the help of these things, you can restrict a particular text for only phones, for only tablets, and for only desktop. So next, now we will move on to linking. How can we link a Bootstrap file to a HTML file? So for this, I have created a file. I have created a folder on desktop, that is Bootstrap 2. So we will create a file here. So let's go to our Visual Studio and yeah. Oh. So here is our Bootstrap 2 folder. We'll generally click a file, new, and Control S. We will give this name. We give name index.html. Done. So index.html. In index.html, first we will download our packet for Bootstrap. First we'll download our package for Bootstrap. So for that we have to go to bootstrap.com. Bootstrap. Yeah. So here you can see, in as you visit this website, go to download part. You can download the full code for this, or you can just simply add this two lines. You can download full code, but if you attach this full code, it may be chances of some error in the server side. But if you use this two links, then it will be great to the quality of that website will increase, as the recurring time of this website will decrease down, as the host doesn't need to browse all the files from your particular folder, but the host directly dive into this link and gather the information and just show on our page. So for that, we generally use this website links to lower the burden of a website on a hosting server. So now I will use this both the links for our today's purpose. But to work properly, we also need to attach a jQuery link. So I will provide you a jQuery link in chat section, as I have copied this jQuery here. So I have copied all the three links here, and I will provide you in the chat. So anyone can type. Can you type something? Okay. So now, so here I am. I've provided all the links which you can use for Bootstrap and jQuery purpose. You can see here the first link. is for style sheet. We have used bootstrap.min. The second link is for Java, and the third link is for JQ. Sorry, second link is for jQuery, and third link is for Java. So here we have used the minified version of Bootstrap. Because of this minified version, all the line breakers and all the padding and heading has been removed from that particular file. I will show you the difference between a normal CSS file and a minified CSS file. Just give me a second. So here you can see the major difference between a normal CSS file and a minified CSS file. So this is a normal CSS file. You can see all the information as we code in our VS code is been according to how we code. But when you see a minified version, there is no spaces, there is no line breakers, nothing. It is core code. So it is also difficult to understand this code, but it is not difficult for a computer to understand. So we use this minified file as because when we go for lines, let me give you an example. Okay, so in this file, this is the bootstrap file which we are gonna use in our today's project. So in this file you can see that how many number of lines it has. Around 11,000 lines. So it is very difficult for for a computer to read all these lines. But on the other hand, if we go for a minified version has, I think, has, yeah, see this. It has only 7 lines. So it has removed all this spaces and all the enters and all that line breakers from this. And because of this, computer can easily read this 7 line and very fastly read this 7 lines, and and use this bootstrap file for the use. So this is the major difference between a minified version and the original CSS file. Okay, so now we'll move ahead. So let's create HTML tag. Then we will go for head. And now this head tag is really important, as we have to use. We will use all this. All we will add all these style sheets and Java in this head folder only. So now body tag and done. So in head, firstly title, and in title my bootstrap project. And now we will add all the files which I have provided you in the comment section, in the chat section. You can also copy that file or take a screenshot of that files, so you can use in future. And we will add a comment here that below is bootstraps files. Okay, and now we will copy these files, copy, and we will paste it here, control V. So now you can see this is the minified version of bootstrap.min.css, and we have used all the minified version of this files to lower the rendering of page. As anyone who is going to a website, a particular website or anywhere, so he or she doesn't like that page buffers a lot. So we will using this minified version. And now this file is for jQuery. So we will write jQuery above it, jQuery, and this is for JavaScript file. This is JavaScript file. So we'll write JavaScript. Done. So now our page has been successfully added with. We have successfully added the jQuery file, because of which our JavaScript file will work, and this this is style sheet for our Bootstrap file. So now we will move on ahead, and firstly our page is looking like, I where's the page? Yeah. So our page is looking like blank with a Bootstrap project written, as we have given the title here, Bootstrap project. Okay, so now we will code the first thing of our page, that is the navigation bar. So let's start with navigation bar. As any website you can visit, any website, let's suggest YouTube. If you visit YouTube, this is the navigation bar of that YouTube. Likewise, if you visit a LinkedIn or Facebook, all websites have some navigation bar. So navigation bar is really important for every website. So firstly, let's code a really basic navigation bar for that. For that, we have used division all over in our previous section. So now we will use the word nav. For footer, we will use footer. So these are the predefined things in Bootstrap. So if we are using Bootstrap, then we are free to use this type of words. So nav, it is a predefined. Then we will give the class of the nav class, and in class navbar, and with navbar we will give the uh, option with the next class, that is navbar default. Navbar default, and inside it I will give the second, as all these are enclosed in a container. So I will give a division tag with class container, and in container, this container type is of fluid. This container is fluid, and inside this fluid container we will give a navigation header, as all the navigation bar has that words written on it. So we will give a navigation header. For navigation header, we will again give a class division, then class, and in class I will add navigation navbar header, and in navbar header I will give the brand name, as all the website have some brand name, as they are res- representing some good companies. So all the websites have some brand name. So for that I will take attribute, and class of this attribute will be navbar header. Sorry, no header. Navbar brand, and we will link this href to hash. Hash means we are not linking this anywhere. If you click on this particular site, then it will take to the head of that. Then it will take to the head of that particular website. So we are not linking this anywhere. I will give the brand name Athar. So this is the brand name, and then let's see what happens. So you can see this, the navigation bar has been appeared here, and this navigation bar, and we will now code for some elements here. No, I think here we will code some elements here. So for that, I will use a new list, that is unordered list. I will use, if you use ordered list, then the numbers will appear, and I don't want that numbers. So we will define class unordered list. Class will be navbar nav. So this is the class for unordered list, and inside unordered list I will add list item, and in list item I will add firstly home, as all the websites have home. Second, li, and in li I have not made it any page yet, so I will just add page 1. Secondly, second li I will add page second, and lastly I will add page 3. So here I have prepared these pages, and you can see it is showing below. So for that, I think I have made a mistake. Okay. So here I have to add. I have removed this. So active. I will add class and active. So this class is active, and okay, I have not added that a part, attribute part. A href ahref, and now you can see this links have been appear, and now we have to take this link here. So for that, I will use href and href hash. Okay, correct. So let's control V. I will copy paste this. Control V, Control V, and Control V. Okay, so now this has been become a button, and nextly, I have coded for navigation bar, navigation header, and then brand. So after brand, Control X and Control VS. And we will add a row here. So I have to add a row div class row. Control X and Control V. So here you can see no row. So home here, and home is active, and nav bar navigation UL class nav bar. Okay, as you can see here, nav bar. Okay, so here is our nav bar. You can see here on a on a laptop size page, it is showing like this. And when we decrease the size of the page, it automatically changes to, as this is our tablet size. And when we changes to phone size, wait a second. Huh. As we changes this to a phone size, it automatically comes down. So it is not a collapsing navigation bar. It is just basic navigation bar. I am giving a normal approach, how to approach for a navigation bar. And here you can see the navigation bar. As we reduce this size to a phone size, it automatically the navigation, hyperlinks automatically came down. So this is responsive for phone. So we have successfully added a navigation bar. So now I want to make this navigation bar black. For that, I will just change this default to inverse. So now you can see this navigation bar has become black, as we have seen. So now I want to show you the collapsing navigation bar, but because of time bound and for collapsing navigation bar, the length of the code is a little bit long. So I'm not able to show you a navigation bar that collapsing navigation bar. So now we will add an image. We will add an image below this. The image will be changing images. I will try, as I think that that will be long code, but I will try my best to complete that. I will type a little fast for that, so please ignore this sound of that keyboard. So for that photos, for that changing screens, I will go for, firstly I will create a division tag, division, and in division I will give a ID. So this is a predefined ID which is defined in jQuery and that Java file. I will give the ID my Corsair, Corous, and I will give class. I will give class to, why I'm writing this thing again and again. Control C. C. So this is the class slide and data ride ID data write to control V C. Then I will close this, and now I will add the indicator. For indicators, ordered list, and inside order list the class will be same. The class of this particular is indicators, and in indicator list I will add list item, and the class of the and I will add a data target. So which data I am targeting on that page, on that slider, I will add that data target. And for data target I will add data target to hash my control C and control V. I will add data target here, and data slide to 0, and I will make this first as active, class active, and I will just copy paste this, control C, V, V. I'm copy pasting this 3 times. So here is our, I have to remove this active, as one thing can be active at once. Okay, so now I have coded this for indicators, and after indicator I will add the wrapper for slides. So for slide I will start with division tag div. Inside div I will define a class, and in class I have control V. In class, in inner class I will define, and in this again a division tag, and a division tag with class item active. So on which item I have to start the slider. For active items I will just item active, and in active item just add the image URL of the image, img. Generally add your URL src, img src, and the image part and s1. Okay, so I have successfully added the first image. Likewise I will just copy this and paste it 3 times, as I have only 3 images, and you can do this according to your number of images. Okay, done. So now I have added 3 images. I have to remove this active tag, as at once a single image can be active at once. And now we will add arrows for that left and right control. So for that left and right control I will give a attribute with class left cell control, left cursor control, and left cursor control href, and my cursor control C, and again here control V. Okay, done. So now I will add data slide not to, without to, data slide previous. For previous I will use priv, enter. Now span with span class will be Graphicons, Graphicon, and we will add a Graphicon graphicon called Gvron left. Done. And now we have to add a right, and for that I will add span class span class sr only sr only, and preview. Done. And now I will similarly I will add for preview. No, preview, it is previous, previous, previous. Control C, and below this I will add this control V. And now I will change this left to right, and for previous I will next. So I think I am able to add this. Okay, done. So here you can see I have added the image. Here's the next image, and here's the next image. And in this image are wholly mobile responsive. According to the phone or the size of that page, it will all automatically resize these images. As you can see, as we decrease the size of the page, the image size has automatically decreased. So as I've told you, the Bootstrap is mobile first platform, so it is very helpful for this type of work. Okay, so now we have successfully coded this part. And nextly, according to our PPT, we have done with navigation bar, with images. Now to Jumbotrons, alerts and buttons. I will do alerts and button first, then move to Jumbotrons. So now I will give h1 tag. Okay, so I also want to tell you one thing, that in Bootstrap, the definition for an h1 tag is also a little bit different, as in our CSS part. The h1 tag is of something around 24 to 26 pixels, but in Bootstrap, h1 tag is of 36 pixels. So I will use a h1 tag. Yeah, I have given the h1 tag, and inside h1 tag I will write alert, alert and what next? Alert and buttons. Okay, button. Done with it. As you can see, alert and button has arrived here. I will also style this part, and I will style with firstly align this text to center. Text align center. Done. So I have aligned this text to center, and after aligning, I will add the buttons. What I will firstly I will show you alert part. How in Bootstrap we can alert with certain keywords, right? So for that I will give a br tag, and again a br tag. Done. And I will give a attribute. And I have to arrange all this to center. So I am giving an attribute tag, and in attribute style text align center. Done. Now I will code inside it. Firstly, division. We have to use division in most of the cases of Bootstrap, as all the classes are predefined. You can find some cheat sheets or some sheets of Bootstrap on the internet. So where you can see all the predefined classes of Bootstrap. So now in Bootstrap division class alert, and with alert success. I have given success alert. So strong means a bold text, and a little the font size of that strong text is a little bigger than that of the rest of the text. So I am using this strong. uh, Congo, Gongo, no, it's Congo, you have won. you have won the match. So now you can see here this green box has been arrived. As we have not code for this green box, we have not used a word green anywhere, but I have inserted this green box here. So I have inserted this with the help of this alert message. We can also use different alert message as we have written success. We can change this success with danger. And as we change this with danger, you can see a red box has been arrived. After that, we can also use the word info to just to give info. For info. After that, you can see a blue box has been arrived. After info, if I want to warn something about, I want to warn about something, we can warn. Warning. If I have to give a warning, so warning. Now you can see yellow box. So these are the four basic things in with this alert messages. These are the four different type of alert messages you can use. And in Bootstrap, just remember these four words: success, danger, info, and warning. So because of the use of this word, you can I think you can code maximum or code for this type of alerts and buttons, as warning, info, danger, and success is also been used in different buttons for our Bootstrap. Now, as I have told you, first I will talk about alerts and then buttons. So now I will talk about buttons. For that, I am also giving, and I can continue in this also. I will just give some BR tags for line breaking, and then I have break. Done it, done it. And now for buttons, there are basically various type of buttons, but in Bootstrap we have around six or seven buttons, predefined 6 and 7 buttons. And if you want more different type of button, then you can use or you can create that buttons according to your needs. Okay. So now we will add a button. As I have told you about that NAV in navigation bar. So for button we can use button. But if you are using button, then button will only work with Bootstrap, not with HTML and CSS, as it is not defined there. So button will only go with Bootstrap part. So button type I have written button, and in button class will be btn, and it will be button and done. So as you can see, a normal button has been appeared here, a very little normal button. I think I have to add a attribute for padding. Padding margin. Attribute for margin with margin will be of 5%. I think it goes good. So Control X. I will paste Control D. I think okay. So now this is good, and we will move further. So I will add a two BR tags for line breaker to differentiate all the buttons that we are gonna use with now. If you anyone is getting any kind of doubts, then they can drop it in the chat. I will answer all the doubts at the end of the session. And now our second button type will be button, and class will be btn. But now we have to use different buttons, so class will be btn and a subclass btn default. You don't have to code these buttons, it is just predefined buttons. So we will write button controllers, and now we'll see here, you can see the button part. Okay, so this is the button for default. This is a default button. And now This I will add BR tag. Oh, yeah. Control S. Okay, so this is our default button. And now, as I have told you about that success and info and danger part, we just have to change the default to success. And here you can see a green button. According to this only, we will change the success to danger, and you can see a red button. Same, you can change this danger to warning. You can see a yellow button, and similarly for yellow, for that info part, info, and you can see a blue button. So these are the basic buttons we can use for this different button we can use in our website. Now I rush to panels, as we have we really have a very less time, so I rush to panel part. And panel are the part in a website, as if we have to give some particular thing highlighted, we have to show a particular thing in a highlighted way, so we use panels for that. So now control S, and I have given two line breakers. And after panels, sorry, after two line breakers, I will add a panel. For panel, your division tag, class tag, and inside this class tag, panel, panel default, panel and panel default, and that's it. You just have to add this two things, and inside it, we have to uh, add a division with class, class panel, body, and just type inside this panel body. Done. So here you can see a panel has been appeared. A panel has been appeared with a line. So now you can I will add a margin of 5% div, no class, only style, and margin of 5%. Okay, so I have added a margin of 5%. Control X, Control V, S. So here you can see a margin of 5% has been added, and now you are able to see this panel, this box. So this is the box, and nextly, after panel, this is the very basic level of panel I have added. We can also add heading. We can also add a heading. So for heading part, I will just similarly as a panel body, I will give a class name panel heading, or head panel heading. So in panel heading, this is this is heading. Done with it. Okay, great. So now this heading part is gray, this body part is white. So you can differentiate between this heading and this body. And we can also give a footer to this. No footer. I will add a div tag, that is division tag, with last panel footer, and in panel footer I will add the word this is footer. Done. So here you can see panel heading, panel body, and panel footer. I've added all these things, and now you can give different colors, different as I have told you about these buttons also. This is success, this is danger, this is warning, this is info, this is normal default button. According to this, I can change this panel also. So as I have given this panel default, just change this default to success, and your head will become green. Similarly, give primary, then it will become blue. Question there, I'm unable to see the screen. Okay, wait a second. So is my screen visible now? Wait a second. Wait a second. Okay. Now my screen is visible. Now my screen is visible. Yes. Oh, again it has been gone. What's this happening?